So first we're just gonna create or back up the old project and run the flutter create command to create a new project. Now we're just gonna open up the new project in IntelliJ. You can use Android Studio as well, it doesn't matter. Now I'm just gonna open up the project we backed up on VS Code so we can copy some of the old code over into the new project. So first we're gonna copy paste the pubspec.yaml. Now we're just gonna copy plugin scaffold.dart, which is the Dart side of this plugin. Next we'll copy the plugin's example Dart file, which is example libmain.dart. It demonstrates how the plugin works on the Dart side. And then we're just gonna copy the pubspec.yaml of the example as well. Just a quick reminder, if you wanna know what keyboard shortcut I'm pressing, you can look at the bottom left of the screen. I'll also delete the test files because we don't have any test. Next we'll edit the Android native code and we'll just open up Android Studio from the tool window here, quick access tool window. Make sure to wait till the Gradle build finishes because we won't see any files before that is complete. Here I'm just copying over this one file, main thread classes.kt. Here's the Gradle build I was talking about, so just gotta wait for this thing to finish or the files won't show up. So now you can see the files of the plugin here because the Gradle build has finished, and I'm just going to paste the file we copied earlier. Before we can paste the code from the other file, we have to copy paste the imports for it and then make sure that there are no duplicate imports. Next we're just going to copy the code, except the code that has to be updated because of the plugin API update. Right, so this is all just code that stays the same, right? And here's the thing where it says Android X equal to true, which means that we do support Android X now. We also have to copy paste the code of the example app, the native code of the example app, and that is under the path example/android/app. Same as before, we're going to copy the imports first. And make sure there are no duplicate imports. Same as before, we'll copy the code that doesn't have to be changed because of the plugin upgrade. The code that has to be changed is under main activity, so we'll first copy paste that and then insert the changes here. Now we will run our app, the example app from the plugin, to see that it works, which is kind of a test for the plugin to see if the plugin works alright. I forgot to do this earlier, but this is a little typo from the plugin, from a recent change in the plugin. So this is not related to the plugin update, this was just a typo, so sorry about that. Here we see that the exceptions and the messages are being passed through the Android side to the Dart side, uh, from which we know that the plugin works alright. Now that our Android side is done, we will open the open Xcode to transfer over the code in the iOS side of the app. It looks like the code is not available here, so I think we'll have to build the iOS app first so that Xcode can pick it up. Here we see that it just says missing plugin exception here because we haven't implemented the iOS side of the plugin right now. We'll open up the file called Swift plugin scaffold with Swift, which is the Swift part of this plugin. So now we'll copy paste the code from the whole plugin. We will also move over some code from the whole plugin, that is from Objective-C. Here I'm just making the file public, which means that it has a public API that people can access. And now let's just build the iOS app to see that it works. Same as earlier, we get missing plugin exception because we haven't copied over the example code yet. The app delegate class, which is kind of like the main activity of Swift, we just copy paste the code from that, and then we copy paste the code that doesn't really have to be changed. Now we'll just run the iOS app to see that it works. It seems to be working fine. The exceptions are being cached and transferred over, and the messages are being transferred over fine as well. I'll also copy paste the readme file from the old plugin. Now we'll deploy the plugin, and before adding, we'll just add the .idea folder to get ignored because I don't want that to get uploaded to version control. We just add the remote origin for the plugin on GitHub, and then we'll simply git push to it. Since this is a breaking change, I'll also update the version number to 3 and also create a tag for that version name in Git. We also have to update pub in the package repository for that. So we'll just run a command to do that.